Pisces. I hope the new year is treating you all well. There's some super magical energies coming up for 2018. The number 2018 all added up is 11. So it just has that angel number feel to it where there's just magic in the air. So I hope that you're all really enjoying that. Matter of fact, the collective message for pretty much everybody in the entire zodiac is really to get grounded and to concentrate on water and earth. So I'm feeling that more than likely you're going to have people in your immediate space who are relying on you for that because you guys have such a peaceful and understanding and really grounding and flowing energy. So just be cautious of giving a little bit too much and make sure to always fill up your own cup. So we're going to get started here. I'm actually going to move some of these out of the way. I'm going to go ahead with a medicine wheel tarot spread, and this is how it looks. So we've got the spirit of the wheel, and there's animals on all of the corners. So I'll explain as we go, and I'll leave that card on top. So the center is going to be the center of you, what to be keeping in mind, what to be concentrating on. And in the middle we have the... Okay, so I'll start by placing the cards and explaining where all of them mean. Because that one is a placement. So, bear with me for a second here. And I will explain all of the positions. Just going to pull a couple here so you can see them. And so, right here in the center is obviously the center of you and what to be concentrating on. The south down here is represented by the wolf, and he's all about relationships, the past, trust, boundaries, groups, working with people, social interactions, things like that. And then in the west is this sector over here, and it's represented by the bear, and it's all about hibernation and going within yourself in order to find the answers that you've been seeking for and really doing the work in your sacred space. So hibernation and really close to home type matters and your overall niche or personality as far as your belief systems and stuff go. And then up in the north quadrant over there is all about abundance and mindset, manifestation, law of attraction, connecting to the stars, connecting to the other side, God source, the eternal Tao, whatever it is that you associate most with. And then over here is the east, which is the eagle, so it's all about new beginnings, new horizons, the sunrise, the number one, and action plans as far as what's in your immediate future and what to keep in mind as you're moving forward in the physical. So we'll start here with the past, and for you, we have, just kidding, I'm going to go ahead and do the center one. So in the center, you have the spirit of the west, and that's this quadrant right here. So there's hibernation energy going within yourself to really think hard about your goals, overall, just what you're here to offer the world and, you know, your sacred space, everything kind of within your immediate energy level. So just kind of hone that down, put some boundaries up, like I said at the beginning, making sure that your energy is taken care of is right in the center. So then down here in the past, we have unlimited vision. So you can see there's some smoke or dots coming up from the top of his head. That's his crown chakra being open and receiving guidance from the other side. So that just leads me to believe that you guys are doing your intuition work, you're doing your meditation work, or you're just very connected to the other side. Or there's also the whole idea of dreams, right? Literal dreams. When I read into a lot of these books, they say that in old times, the spirit realm was a lot closer, like the veil was thinner, or the ability to meditate and project in an astrological type of way was a lot easier. You know, he's just sitting there and he can just see everything, past, present, future, and it's all very aligned and available. And now, just with population and gravity and, you know, emissions, whatever, it's just gotten harder for us to connect to that star nation, and so the spirits have to then dive into our dreams. And so it's just a good idea to have a dream journal. Just if you remember them, I actually have an entire planner, just a day planner, and when I wake up, I do my morning ritual, which is like the grateful for, what I wish for, what my feelings are, and just rectifying it from there. And then I just have a space for my dream if I remember it, and then goals and to-do lists and that type of thing. So just something to keep in mind, and if you have had a journal that you've been keeping your dreams, just go back in those for 2017 and do like a recollection and just kind of see what comes up. So there might be a lot there for you. And then over in this west quadrant that we talked about being like the retreat space, just this really toned down, chill, zen type of space, we have nurturing. And coral is connected to water, and you guys are a water sign. So just connect to that element because it's a big part of you, and everyone's kind of going to be reaching, whether they're conscious of it or not, for that grounding energy. And so just make sure that you are doing your own nurturing as well. It's a very motherly energy. It's connected to water and everything else. So then as we go north into the Star Nation to connect to the stars and manifestation and your higher self, original source, whatever you want to call it, purification comes again. So this is just a little dome, where it's sacred space, it's your bedroom, it's your car, it's whatever you feel, not alone, because I don't want you to feel lonely, but it's just your own personal space that's all you and nobody else. I feel like that's very important for you. But the purification part speaks to cleansing of the pores. The sweat lodge obviously is a lot of water and water vapor. And then you sweat, and when you come out, it's rejuvenation. So it's just kind of asking you for that because it seems like there's some messages that maybe just getting a clearer vision of your circumstance would be very helpful. And it's asking you to do this inner work for all of that stuff to just come full circle and make total sense. So we're keep going here, but looks like in your immediate action coming up, you have a decision to make. So let's see what the other cards have to say. I've got 4 decks total that we'll end up using. This one here is Spirit of the Wheel, and I said that I would have the first card ready to show you, but I shuffled already, so bear with me. And, ooh, we got a flyer. That's perfect. Okay, so right in the center here, we've got the Stone of Ancestors. And so I think that has a lot to do with this. Like I said, traveling upwards with your mind, just that meditation and connecting to past loved ones or ancestors as far as guardian angels who have just sworn to help protect the planet Earth. And so we're surrounded by a big circle of angels, and at any moment you can say, okay, I'm open to receive whatever light you have to give me, and it just floods in. So it's about energy work. It's getting grounded in order to move forward, and it looks like, moving forward with your mind, that is, and being connected to meditation is going to be really important for you. And it looks like you have lots of guidance. This is just angels in your corner type of energy for you. So very, very good energy. And I'll go ahead and put that in the center. Then we'll move down to the south, and again, this is the place of relationships and trust, boundaries, the childhood, but also could be last month as well. So we've got another flyer. Good. So down here we have the medicine wheel, and that's just saying cycles, and we've got a lot of circles all the way around the reading, but it's about knowing that everything changes, and no matter what spoke you are on in the wheel, you're always on the right track. So as long as you're moving forward, it's okay. We just sometimes feel, if you imagine like a wagon wheel and there's all sorts of spokes going around and you're hanging on for dear life because you're not staying in the center, you always feel kind of mixed up and jumbled up and getting run over. And it's kind of like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory when he's just floating. And, him and his grandpa eat the rotten candy or whatever it was, and they just start floating around, and they're not being deliberate. It's just kind of like that. That's the feeling that sometimes we can get when there's change coming, and we just kind of feel like, what do we do next? And we want to take an action step. And so I understand that, and let's go to this space within here, which is with all this nurturing energy. And I'm here to tell you that the guides work in very mysterious ways. So if they want you to do the nurturing work, they will withhold information until you do it. So open your third chakra, even as you're watching right now, and get grounded. Just imagine yourself having roots just shooting out from your buns, and just kind of pretend in your mind that you're shooting them down into the earth, and the earth will respond. So it's a simple kind of meditation you can do right in a specific moment. So in this quadrant here of the hibernation, we have the spirit of the south, which speaks to, like I said, love, relationships, and trust, boundaries. We have partnerships, unconditional love, and rejuvenation, which is one that you can see. And this is the only card in all of my decks put together that speaks specifically to love and relationships. So we'll see what the energy goes to, as far as that's something you're concentrating on, that's something you've been wishing for, and just know that the cycle is still going, and the nurturing part needs to be done within you before nature or the universe will give that to you. So do the self-love stuff, or else they'll withhold that person from you until you are ready. So be cautious of that. And so moving forward here, if we go up into the mind and into the stars, connected through astral projection type of energy, is this space. And your next card is here with cleansing. So perfect. It's the space of the north, and it's right where it should be. So that's wonderful. And it's releasing burdens, detoxification, and energy flow. So there's lots of cards that will say the north on it. That one is particularly about cleansing as well. So it's more of that sweat lodge energy. It's just kind of that same energy 2 times, because purification, detoxification is the same thing. And when those burdens get released and when you feel 10 pounds lighter is when that energy flows through you, because you're not just drowning in weight, if that makes sense. And I don't mean in like a weight loss type of sense. I mean in a burdens symbolic meaning of too much weight on your shoulders. So when you just consciously decide, hey, I'm not going to do that anymore, I'm not going to allow myself to be walked on or whatever, that's when the energy flows freely. So all of my readings, they very rarely have anything to do with anyone else. They dig into the person themselves, and so it's really hard to cross-reference with my videos, just to word of the wise, but just because any and all of the other cards will have to do with a personal journey. So we'll dig deep here and go forward. So we're going to move forward into the action in the physical. And we have the thunder, thunder, fire, eagle, sunrise, everything to do with the east sectors, which I described. So that's perfectly placed. Luckily, we'll pull many cards, but the north is in the place it ought to be, the west is in the center, and the south is here. So, interesting. That just tells me that what you've been thinking about inside of yourself, inside of your gut, is love. And the spirit is saying that you just need to wait. And then this one is saying the change is coming. This one is saying the change is coming. It's happening. Just do the release work where you drop the burdens. Cutting cords is a good idea. I'm going to be hosting one of those in my group. It's just called Mountain Medicine Mindset on Facebook. So if you're not a part of that, then jump on there or comment on this video and I'll make sure that you get the link to it. But it's going to be really powerful because you can just release whatever it is that's not serving you anymore and just move forward feeling that feeling of walking away without all of the weight burdening you. So I was shuffling and thinking, why are no cards popping out? And it's because we're on to the next deck. Okay, so in the center I'm going to pull an animal for you, and these are all animal meanings, which is energies to be keeping in mind and implementing as you go on this journey. So right in the center we have confrontation. Interesting. So I'm going to come back to that and see what else pops up with the animals to see what's going on with the confrontation. I don't know if that might mean that in your love sector you are having a little bit of that going on, just because that seems to be the concentration. But the turkey here represents, Thanksgiving. He gives of his life so we can eat, and it's an abundant source, and he is, given thanks for that, and he is well renowned for that. There's a reason they picked a turkey when they did Thanksgiving dinner, and it's just because, something has to be given away, and we have releasing burdens here and purification all over the place. So definitely something to just be released, and that's totally okay. It's not, it might be change, it's changing your life, but you're asking for a better circumstance anyway. So allow the universe to give you the things you ask for by just relinquishing any means of control and just surrender to the process and just say, I do want to be out of this confrontational energy, and I want unconditional love. I want, somebody to be giving to me what I give to them and have it be equal. And so they're trying to give you that, but things need to change. So let's see. We have gentleness, and this is in your sector, in your inner self. So I want you to just understand that you've been through stuff, and it's okay. Everyone goes through stuff. And, if someone hasn't been necessarily treating you gently, then you need to do so for yourself and get yourself, allies who are going to stick with you and make you feel gentle the way that you are with yourself. So just give yourself that space. I know that Pisces are, water signs. They are very gentle souls and need to be treated a certain way. And if someone doesn't understand that, and maybe you're dealing with this fire sign who just kind of like a Leo or someone who's just angry, angry all the time, and they're kind of asking you to give and give and give, and it's starting to get in your head a little bit. So going with the north, right, as we start talking about in your head, we'll go up, and self-reflection is here. So like I forewarned, most of the cards are going to be about you and your experience. So instead of looking outside of yourself, like, okay, I want this partner, I want this other human to share life with me and be kind to me, and I want this openness, I want everyone else to be the same as I feel as far as love goes, and that's you're a Pisces, so you need to allow yourself to be a Pisces and to need those types of things, and don't tell yourself that you're not able to have it or that it's not possible to do. It's that somebody needs to understand how to give that to you, and so you need to let the universe take the reins here and do your inner work while the universe works in your favor. So let the situation go and do the inner work, and then just trust the process and remain open, and that's allowing the energy to flow in and out, in and out. So as we move here, we're going to go to the east, which is that action step we were talking about. And we have the squirrel. So he's gathering all his little nuts. He's preparing. So that's a really good sign. It's saying that they are giving you tools. He's got kind of this little look in his eye like, oh, okay, I've got this, I'm good. And so the universe is telling you, that the ancestors are understanding what it is that you have going on. They understand that it's a choice that's up to you, and when you have huge choices in our midst, our left brain just tends to get in and start analyzing it really harshly and starts kind of digging into that feminine side that would know what to do if we allowed it space. And so I've been working a lot with that in my group as well, just as far as male and female sides, what is left brain, what is right brain, what is, the yin, the yang, and the boundary in between. And it's a very, very powerful subject. So a lot of coaches, if you are reaching out to a coach, I highly recommend it. And, everybody just needs a coach. That's just how I feel. So I do that, and I've got a lot of resources as far as coaching goes. So just comment on this video with anything that you have questions on or anything, and I'll try and help. But yeah, it's just a really good idea to reach out to other sources while you're doing this inner work, because the inner work, there's nothing wrong with you. You don't have to change you. You just need to understand you to the highest degree possible. So, let's see, I've got two of them that are flipping out here. So this one here, we've got the snakes in the middle, but it's actually about the plant. This is the sacred tobacco. So it's something that's not even, let me see what I want to say about tobacco, because it's used more in ceremony than it was in recreation, if I'll put it that way. It was intentional and it was sacred, okay? So it's a really pretty flowering plant. You know, you have to set it through a process in order to utilize it the way that they did, or still do, I suppose. Some people probably do, but morning water tobacco, and the tobacco that was used in its pure form is actually very sweet and it's moist. It's very, it's like sappy. It's really nice, actually. So this one says, know your own garden, your body, mind, and soul. Be careful of harmful thoughts, feed your spirit, and remember that you are a holy plant. So just know that you have, you know, this power within you that other people are going to be looking for. It's a quality within you that other people kind of wish they had, and it's this gentleness. And the story behind the deer is that there was a monster that came in the forest and he started gobbling everyone up because as soon as they looked at him, they ran away, and he didn't know what to do except for to chase them and kill them. So when the deer came face to face with him, rather than running away and being scared or disgusted, he looked at the monster in the face and tried to be friends with it. And so it's kind of like those scary movies where the scary big man has a mask, and as soon as the little girl is, you know, accepting and gentle and friendly, then all of a sudden it breaks them open and that core is exposed because the cute little gentle deer is able to come and cuddle with it, and then it's healed. Do you see? So it's this nurturing energy. It's something that you have that's actually a very rare gift. So just keep that in mind. And then this one flipped as well, and this one we'll put in the south. Just let me grab my cheat sheet really quick, because these tiny cards have just a couple of keywords, so they're too small to write on. So this one is the deer man. He's got this duality going on with the mirror there, and it's about regeneration, sacrifice, keeper of the heart, compassion and wisdom without conflict, the eternal open heart, awareness of others' struggles, and the ability to bless enemies. So it just reminds not to turn anyone against anyone else in this crazy world that we call Earth. It's just that ancestral wisdom that it's saying, don't forget that you have. And so it's very up to you to react beautifully with other people, because other people look to you so much for your calming energy. So if you have this fire here, it's a fire burning as in there's action going on, there's change happening, and then we have the change here and this giveaway there, and then just bless the enemy. I say enemy, but just send your blessings that way and be able to bless them in their own beautiful journey, and, you know, do what feels right from there. And we will go within here to your hibernation space again. And so, let me just get some shuffles going. Next to the deer there, we have the Holy Temple. And this one's been coming out a lot. You can see the crystals in there. It goes again with the sacred space. So it's this whole purification, you know, close the door of your bedroom, do some detoxifying, do some cleansing work, do some artwork even. Just unleash that part of you that is so... wherever I am. Okay, Sweat Lodge there, that one goes there, and this one's here. Okay, so, yeah, just embrace what your sacred space looks like. Your personal brand, your personal style, your closet, your Pinterest board, your Instagram, like, what does it look like for you, and what do you embody as a soul, okay? And going up here into what's next, once you're a soul and realize you're a soul and you are eternal and you're connected to the clouds as well as the earth and you're connected to both all at the same time with the aligned chakras and you're sitting in the eternal Om. This is this space right here. And next to purification, detoxification, self-reflection, we have the yin and yang, which is, that balance. So let me see what we can read from here. So, yeah, I just put yin and yang here. So, pretty self-explanatory. What I like to say on this one is if they are this way, it looks like they're falling and getting run over by a wheel, so to speak. And then when it is this way, it is perfectly balanced. Sorry. It's perfectly balanced so long as you hold it right. Okay? So just be cautious of that. Be really cautious of what's going in and out of your body and in and out of your space. Do some decluttering. That's going to be powerful here with the squirrel. So I think that's kind of what it's asking for. You want to change anyways. So the squirrel is talking about being prepared, and one of the best ways to get through whatever this is, it almost looks like a breakup or turmoil of some sort, and I won't say what it is as far as career, family, it could be anything. I do feel like it's tied to love very much, and it's telling you to prepare. You see, with this energy here, the change is coming, the decision is yours. Just do what they're asking. And we'll get here to the bottom, and it'll be your last card. So drum roll. This one is still in the action space. And we have the all-seeing eye, or God's eye. Let's see what he has to say. It's actually a black sun. I think it is connected to like a black hole. So let's check it out. Okay, so it's secret worlds, moving forward without doubt, inner truth, creation, lost memory, simplicity, spirituality. So it's reminding you to do that balance work. The overall sum up of your reading, I would say, is this right here, where it's like once you do that and it's aligned, you can almost just see how that energy, I can't get it to go at the same, would just flow right through here, right, because it's balanced. So be doing stuff like yoga, things that legitimately move energy through your body. You can try dancing, going to a dance class, doing art classes, stuff that really lights your soul up on fire, right? We've got all this fire here, but the decision is yours to make it the joyous one choice. Whatever lights your soul on fire, that's the one that we want you to do. So nurture yourself by filling up your own cup, by doing the things that make sense for you to be doing. And, because I understand we all go to work and get busy and then have relationships and other things to always keep us busy. So it's a really powerful thing when you decide, okay, tonight I'm going to say, no, I don't want to do the normal thing. I want to do this crazy, outlandish, separate thing that's just all me, and it's, and try not to make it shopping, because it's like, oh, I want to go, do things that are me, and, go and buy things to decorate, which is the energy of this reading. It's like it wants you to enjoy your decorations, your style, your, brand, or whatever you want to call it. So just do your work to enjoy that and do some things that get yourself out of the house, because it looks like there's some changes going on, but you are totally supported. It's saying to prepare, so that's really good. You've been kind of wishing for a ball to be rolling, so to speak, so do that energy flow, and once that energy is lined up and the yin and yang is good, then open your arms and be ready to receive. So beautiful reading for you guys, Pisces. I do have that mindset group that I was talking about. It's facebook.com, obviously, /groups